Okay.
Hi everyone, here is the Somerset MO Club Lecture 12. Today we'll talk about algebra and problem solving skills. First we'll talk about algebra. We'll talk about simple inequalities and their properties. Okay, first, if we have a greater than b and b greater than c, and what do we get for a in the relation between a and c? So if we have a greater than b, and we also have b greater than c, therefore a must be greater than c. So the answer is yes. Second, if a greater than b and b less than c, then what do we know which of a or c is bigger? So we have a greater than b, and b now is c is greater than b. C can be just bigger than b but smaller than a, or c can be really big. So we don't know which one, a or c, is bigger. So we don't know. Suppose a greater than y, explain why x plus 5 greater than y plus 5. So we talked about this before. So x greater than y, for equations, we can add, we can subtract, we can multiply, or we can divide. Multiply and division, we'll talk about this later. Multiply and divide positive numbers. Here, it won't change the property of an equation. But plus and minus, here we can add, we can do it to both sides of this inequality equation without changing the sign. So therefore, x plus 5 will be greater than y plus 5. And minus subtraction is the same way. So for both questions, the answers are yes. Suppose x greater than y and a greater or equal to b. Explain why a plus a greater than y plus b. Okay, so we started from x greater than y. We can add some kind of number to both sides without changing this greater sign. So x, if a equal to b, we will still have, because a equal to b, right? We can still have this inequality equation. If a greater than b, you can imagine on the left hand side you add on to something that's even bigger, so this inequality sign still stands. So the answer is this is yes. Suppose x greater than y, must we always have 3x greater than 3y? Okay, so if x greater than y, we can multiply a number to each side, to both sides, without changing the sign, but that number has to be positive. So we have x greater than y, or we can think of it this way. We can write 3 inequality equations. We can add x on the left hand side, add them up. We can add y on the right hand side, add them up. The inequality equation still stands. So we have 3x greater than 3y. Must we always have 2/3 of x greater than 2/3 of y? The answer is yes. Just as we see here, we can have, starting from x greater than y, and we can multiply 2/3 to each side of the inequality equation without changing the sign.